This video is a follow-up to my previous video on running Elastic agents in a standalone way. I mentioned the concept of an agent policy in my previous video, but I didn't explain it thoroughly, so I want to do that here. If you don't know what an agent policy is and you haven't seen the previous video, then I recommend you watch the previous video first. I will leave a link to it in the description of this video. So let's define an agent policy. Here's a definition from the Elastic website. An agent policy is a collection of inputs and settings that defines the data to be collected by an Elastic agent. Each agent can only be enrolled in a single policy. So if you recall from our last video, the Elastic agent YAML file of our Elastic agent specifies the collections of inputs and data we need to collect. So in other words, the Elastic agent YAML file is the agent policy. Last time, we only demonstrated an agent policy with one integration, namely an Apache web server integration for a Linux machine. You can really appreciate the purpose of an agent policy when an Elastic agent needs multiple integrations to capture data from multiple services. For example, you might want one integration to capture custom operating system logs, and you might want another integration to capture Nginx web server details, and you might want yet another integration to capture firewall details, and so on and so on. When your policy has multiple integrations, your Elastic agent YAML file will be extremely complex. And in the future, I will do another video on fleet servers because fleet servers are meant to alleviate the challenges of manually managing many Elastic agents with their various agent policies. But for now, I thought I'd do a quick demonstration of an agent policy that has more than one integration to clarify how an agent policy works. We've been working a lot with Linux lately, so this time I'll offer some variety by installing an Elastic agent to my current laptop and ingest some Windows related data. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is my Elastic Stack and Kibana from the previous video. I'm going to go to the Elasticsearch website and download the Elastic agent for Windows, and then I'm going to unzip it and install it to my current Windows laptop. So I'll fast forward through this. I've downloaded and unzipped everything. Let's just make sure the basic things work by connecting this agent to our Elasticsearch instance. I'll open up the Elastic agent YAML file. All right, so to connect to our Elasticsearch, I'll update these connection details. I'm just going to use the super user username and password to keep things simple for now. And for the host, it's the usual https elastic.evermite.net. And if I scroll down, you'll see for the inputs, it's just the basic metrics that Elastic agent will capture, and then there's just 200 lines of commented out code. So let's go ahead and start this up. I'm going to go to Windows PowerShell, run as administrator, and let's go to my downloads directory, into the Elasticsearch directory or Elastic agent directory. Yeah, all the files are here. So let's install the Elastic agent. Yes, and no to the fleet server. All right, things are installed now. So let's go back to Kibana. And all the data is actually going into data streams. So if I click the stack management and I click on index management, there's a tab here called data streams, which you're going to remember from our last video. So a lot of our data is actually coming into these data streams over here. But to really look at them, what we can do is go to the dev tools and we can just search through one of the data streams. So I'll just pick metrics, generic default / search. And I'll just sort the results in descending order of timestamp. So at timestamp : descending or DESC. And right, so you can see my laptop is actually coming through here. And also The timestamp up here looks correct. And the rest is just the data that's being streamed from my laptop into Elasticsearch over here. Okay, so we know everything works. So let's create a few integrations for a new agent policy so that we can see a more complicated Elastic Agent YAML file. Let's install the Windows integration because this integration will stream data such as services running on my computer, PowerShell activities, and other interesting metrics that aren't captured by a default Elastic Agent installation. And it also comes with some convenient visualizations. So I'll click Add, and I'm going to keep all these default configurations. But what I will do is I'm going to start a new policy called Windows Policy Demo. I'm going to have this policy group together this Windows integration with at least one other upcoming integration. That way, this policy can create one Elastic Agent YAML file for all the integrations under this policy. So go ahead and press Save. And then I'll press Add Elastic Agent to your host. And if we go to the Standalone tab, here's the Elastic Agent YAML file that describes our policy. And I'll just paste it into this YAML file here. And you can see that it's now 577 lines, which is a lot more than the 200 lines we had earlier. And you can see it's capturing a lot more details beyond the basics. And we could just start up this agent right now, but let's make it more interesting by adding one more integration. So I'm going to go back to the integrations and let's look for Windows again. And let's use custom Windows event logs. Now, in terms of what this does, let me see if I can open up my event viewer. All right, I'm going to try to run this as the administrator. Okay, it appeared in my other window. Let me just drag it here. So this event viewer will have a lot of various types of logs for various types of applications. So let me see if I can find it. If I go to, there it is. Okay, Applications and Service Logs, Microsoft, under Windows. Here's just an example of many different types of logs that can appear in the event viewer. Let me just scroll down. And yeah, you can see there's a lot. Let's just pick one. Let's pick WMI activity. There's 1496 logs in here. Here's just some of them or one of them. And you can also get a list of all these log types with this command over here. So let me copy this. And then I'll paste it into my PowerShell. And here's a list of all the log types that we were seeing in the event viewer. So let's go ahead and add the custom Windows event logs integration so that we can ingest some of these custom logs. So I'll just give an optional description here. And for the channel name, let's actually just use the WMI activity operational. But to reference it, we actually need to use the notation from this getWin command. So I'm just going to scroll up until I find it. Here it is. So I'm going to copy this and then I will paste it into our integrations field, into the channel name. So I'll paste it here. And I think that should be good. And then for the policy, I'm going to add this integration to our Windows policy demo. That way we could have one configuration file to reflect all the integrations in this policy. So now let me click to standalone, and here's our new YAML file. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into this Elastic Agent.yaml. And there you go. You see there is now mention of the WMI activity operational logs. And there are also 600 lines of configuration, which is more than the 577 lines shown before. So now all I have to do is update the connection details. Elastic for the username. And for the password, ABCD1234. So at this point, I think we can reinstall the Elastic Agent. So I'm going to elasticagent.exe uninstall. All right, we have to run this from the programs files directory. So let me go there, C:program files, elastic agent, elastic-agent.exe uninstall. Yes. All right, so it's been uninstalled, and now we can go back to our download directory to install the agent again. Elastic-agent install. Yes. And no to Fleet server. And this should pick up our new YAML file. All right, this should be done now. So let's look at the results in Kibana. I wonder if this has visualizations. No, it doesn't. But I know the Windows integration has visualization. So let's look for the policy. All right, I'm going to go to the policy, and then from the policy, I can find my Windows integration. Oh, I don't want the details. I actually just want the links to the visualization, which maybe I can click through it from here. Yeah, so I should be able to, great. So we see two visualizations here. And let's just take a look at the results to see if we have anything. So far, I'm not getting anything for PowerShell activities, but I'll check back in a moment. And for Windows services, looks like things are coming through. So let's look at our Windows custom event logs. But to do that, we need to know the dataset name, and I don't know what that is. So we're going to need to review our integration settings. So I'm going to try to find our Windows policy demo. Let's look at our settings for our Windows custom event logs in here. And oh, here's the dataset name. We really could have named this dataset something else initially, so it's easier to remember. This winlog.winlog was just what was automatically created by Kibana. So let's take this winlog.winlog and head over to the Analytics Discover, and we'll search our data stream. But I don't remember the field name, so let me type in, there it is, data_stream.dataset, and we're looking for winlog.winlog. So these should be all our custom event logs for the WMI activity operational. Actually, we can confirm this by showing just the channel field here. There we go. And just to be doubly sure, let's show our host name to confirm that the data is coming from my laptop. Yeah, and that's my laptop's host name. While editing this video, I noticed that I didn't show that the details of these logs are the same as what's in the event viewer. So this document, for example, shows WMI perf int provider started with result code, etc., 5584. And you can see in my Windows event viewer, that same message is over here. And coming back to the PowerShell dashboard, I could finally see some results. I actually had to go to my PowerShell and just type in some more commands and generate some errors before there were any interesting data to send to these visualizations. And coming back to the integrations page, you can see that there are many Microsoft related integrations that we could have done. And the more integrations we add to our policy, the more complex our Elastic Agent YAML file would have been. And if we had many host machines all using this policy, manually managing the Elastic Agent YAML file would be extremely difficult, which is why it's not recommended to run Elastic Agents in a standalone way for production usage. Instead, it is better to use Fleet servers to manage all your Elastic Agents and their agent policies. That way you can avoid touching Elastic Agent YAML files altogether. I hope to do another video on Fleet servers in the future, but until then, I think that's all I have to say on Elastic Agents and agent policies. If there's anything that was unclear, just leave a comment to this video or contact us through our website. Until then, if you found this video helpful, give it a like. You can subscribe to this channel if you want to be informed of new videos in the future. See you in the next video.